Bam! Happy Friday to you all. Okay, we're starting off our Friday with a nice little pop. Small little pop coming in from Bitcoin over here. Okay, and I was actually having a look here. Look at the yearly with the liquidation maps. Look how price at $110,000 or $111,000 on Bitcoin. Look how we're sitting with up to $30 to $40 billion in liquidations, right? So the shorts have been piling up on this negativity that's obviously been happening around the world. And again, sending lots of love. But again, we've got to understand that this is going to make an uneven playing field of shorts now controlling the market, right? And that's why every time we've been pumping up the last couple of days, we've kind of been stop. Now, what we have done is finally broken out of this range. And the robot Sheldon, right, is shouting longs. I have a lot of long entries for you guys today. Look at all the longs that are now being printed over here to say it is time to go long on many different altcoins for the pop, right? I have told you guys that I've been now slowing down a little bit with the super high leverage and actually going on the lower leverage. And you can see that my positions now are starting to turn green, which is very nice. Okay, I even have some shorter term trades that I want to speak about over here. That I started taking some nice trades on Solana, as I think Solana is going to pop aggressively very quickly. But this is the big thing for me. I'm so happy after many months of indicator being built. This thing is printing. It is doing incredible. And this thing is something that I want to go through many altcoins with you guys today to know where are the big buy zones on the higher time frames, mid time frames, short time frames. Where are the good stop loss zones? Okay, and how big is this next pump going to be? As I can show you on this one over here, Sol is preparing, and the indicator is saying that it's getting ready to pop up to $180 on the mid time frame over here. So again, we are fighting the defense mode. We are getting our damn entries, okay, and we are getting ready for the pop. So guys, happy Friday to you all. Let's get tons of altcoins today. Let's go through all the altcoins you guys want to go through. I'll go through the ones that I am in and the trades that I'm in, and let's get ourselves prepared for the weekend. We know weekly close happens end of the week, and we know that price would want to possibly push hard into that as well. The moment this all settles, okay, there's a bit of surety, and I want to show you guys that I'm seeing that oil is starting to lose some trend to the downside as well on the mid time frame. Once that is done, I'm expecting markets to rocket very quickly. No more wasting time. Let's go.
I try and help everyone in my space, and this is what I get. I try and fight the devils, but inside I'm just like 𝗧𝗿𝗃. Welcome to Sheldon Show.
Bam, brand channel, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Okay, so like it up, guys. Who's long right now? What are you long? Pop in the chat. Again, I'm going to give away some Bitfunded accounts to you guys today. We actually have been trialing something. I've been using the indicator as well on the Bitfunded accounts, and we've passed the major levels, which is something very exciting that I want to show you guys as well. So again, if you want a Bitfunded account, I will give away. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're commenting. Make sure you're live and actively. And those that are pushing through the hard times here, I will help you with whatever I can on this journey. I'll also give away some sniper clubs as well. But you got to get the video liked up, and let's jump straight into it. Okay, so let's go through a couple of things. I want to go through the play that I kind of left you guys with 2 days back. Okay, was this on Bitcoin that we're going to see a little bit of a pump. We didn't go as high. We went I was expecting maybe 106. We went to the areas of close to 105. We then had a dip off, and I said at any point we're going to start this rip off over here. And this is the current play that I'm seeing when it comes to my analysis and what I'm currently seeing on the market on a shorter time frame base. What can kind of happen in the next 24 to 48 hours is we are starting to now break through this important wall, which is important. Therefore, what you are seeing now is a short-term squeeze to the upside. Then what comes next is a midterm squeeze, and then we're hopefully at the point of a high time frame squeeze. Now, going to this liquidation map over here, this is a lot of money that's sitting over here in these areas. You got 16 billion, you got 26 billion, you got 7 billion. Okay, so you're sitting up to 40 to 45 billion dollars of liquidations if the price just shoots to the areas of 111. Okay, now again, this is looking at the high time frame because it's important for us to know where we are on the high time frame. Right, to stay focused, to stay committed on the short time frame, to stay in the game. It's important for us to know where are we on the high time frame. And if you look at the high time frame, we're not seeing much liquidations at the bottom. Why? Because they probably were here a couple of weeks back, and we've been chopping around at these areas. There was a lot of liquidation sitting at that $100,000 zone. okay, which we've now tested multiple of times. And what that has done is started to get the market to change its sentiment, start to turn a little bit more bearish than bullish. Therefore, the shorts have started to pile up. And you could see that everyone has basically been shorting. A lot of big hands have been shorting the market. But what you see here is you don't see much yellow on the bottom side over here. You do see a ton of yellow sitting to the upside over here. So it is telling us that as this market is taking its time with Bitcoin sitting here at these 100,000s, right, we are starting to get a very big liquidation wall being built up in this area over here, the upside. Okay, which means that once we are done this chop and once we are done these shakeout periods, price is going to go up and go chase that liquidity. And then after that, you'll see that there's no more liquidity after that. And that's when you're going to start the natural hype of the market. Remember, the market is going to fight areas like this where it needs liquidity. But the moment that it gets through here and there's confidence in the markets, there's not a lot of shorters that are going to come into the market because where they're going to kind of short, right? Therefore, you're going to start to see the longs pile up very quickly, and you're going to start to see that the market's going to start going to confident levels. Because again, we are asking, is that it? Is bull market over? Was that the high for Bitcoin? Right? The moment that it's broken, then all of a sudden no one's debating that anymore, and everyone's kind of like, I need to buy Bitcoin, right? And then when the altcoins start rallying up and start waking up and start pushing, I need to buy altcoin. Am I back? Am I back? There we go. Okay, signal terrible. Then once the altcoins start going and people start looking and being like, oh, Bitcoin's pumped 20%, but this altcoin's going up 50%, then all of a sudden you're going to see a bunch of people fly into the damn altcoins, right? It is a system. And again, we just have to stay focused with the system. What has been the hardest part of this cycle has been the timing, right? It's just taking too damn long. So people are flying off very quickly. People are very impatient within the markets, right? And that's why they say money will always move from the impatient to the patient. Have we not seen that? Have we not seen how, if you look at every influence in the world right now in crypto when it comes to shows, have you seen the views? Have you seen how much sentiment has dropped within crypto where the interest is kind of gone, right? And that's showing you again that just the weak, not weak hands, but those who lose patience eventually get swallowed up and it gets, you know, moved over. And again, I was just looking at a couple of these tweets again and just looking how BlackRock is just buying and buying and buying. BlackRock now owns 3% of the total supply of Bitcoin, right? Insane. So again, the more people that are flaking out, the more the big hands are buying. Okay, and you can see BlackRock has bought over $750 million worth of ETH in June and has not sold a single token. So again, we've spoken about ETH. Who's buying? Who's buying? Who's buying, right? It's just exchange of hands. Okay, and you could see that this was the same chart that I was looking at now. All the liquidity is stacking up above Bitcoin. Look at that huge amounts of yellowness that's over there. That's a lot of liquidations, right? Which means that when we are ready to go to 111, it's very likely that we're going to go there incredibly fast. And that's what we are trading for here. We are busy building entries, okay, and fighting hard zones, but you are building the entries for that fast pop. When the fast pop comes, the rest of the world's going to kind of come in and say, do I buy now? Do I wait for a pullback? And then it doesn't pull back, and they eventually FOMO in, right, to the market there as well. Okay, we want to be on the other side where we can sit and kind of just be okay, right? We have our entries up there. We have our stops at entry. We don't have to now go find trades. We don't have to go find entries. We're in the market. We're playing the game ahead of the rest of the market. And that's super exciting, right? So going back over here again, let's just go through the plays. And then I want to go through a couple of things when it comes to the altcoins. Okay, so let's jump in over here. And let's go have a look. This is my current play on Bitcoin. Bitcoin has now broken, and I want to go here because we had this. So here we go. Okay, so over the last 2 days, we really were getting to a point where the market was just not doing anything, right? We had the resistance, we had the support. Okay, and that was it. It was basically saying as the moment we break one of these, we're going to start moving in that direction. Okay, and you can see we had ended up having a nice little double bottom on Bitcoin, which is a good sign of a possible reversal. And then we had a double top. And we started forming this flag, right? Now, again, just a big lesson, right? Is when we are going sideways, pay attention to the pattern that is being formed. When you see price is starting off wild and tempering in, that's the easiest way for you to make trades, long or short, right? If the market is here and it's making this move, you know when it breaks here, it's going to push here, it's a long. You know that if it goes the other direction and it starts to lose here, you know it's a short. Right? Plus, you know, if you've got important money in the market and it's starting to get to this crunch point, you know, up your stop losses to a critical place, right? Protect yourself. So make sure that every candle that gets printed, it may be a little bit boring, but know that it's another candle that gives you another trend line, gives you a little bit more structure, gives you a little bit more understanding, right? I am now speaking to survivors of this market. The retail are now gone. Those that were just here to just make money in short period are gone. You guys are now the survivors, right? You are the ones that are strong, and that's why I want you to keep learning how to fight through these areas and use these areas to your advantage. Super, super, super important. Okay, so my play on Bitcoin right now is, now that we broke that, there's two plays: short pullback and then push, or at any points we are from here going to push, shake out, push, right? And I wouldn't be surprised that maybe in the next 2 days or 3 days, maybe by the end of the weekend even, Bitcoin's actually went for all that liquidity that's sitting up over there. $40 billion ain't anything, right? That's a lot. And you can see that the uncertainty right now has created that of liquidity. Where would you, if you were a market that wants to make money, where would you send price right now, right? Now, let me explain to you why price could move there so quickly. Because again, we don't need big hands and big and market makers and that to make price go there. We just need them to start it, right? Because if anything is moving sideways like this, people are not paying attention, they kind of snooze off. But when this happens, interest starts to come back. Okay, and then when this starts to happen, then it starts to come back, and then people start piling in. So all we need was just the starter from the market makers and the bigger hands, let's may call it. And then after that, then the retail kick in and things start to move. So the big resistance that I want to show you that's next now on Bitcoin is this one over here, right? And what this is basically the 60% mark. When anything is going down and it's pushing to the downside and it moves up, the 60%, whatever it moved down, 60% of that is where the bears are going to hold the most control, because it's trying to make price do that. That's what it's trying to do when it comes to a bear. Once we are through that, that is when the bulls take control. So what we have now is this area over here is the 60% mark, which is at 106 to 107,000. Okay, so now I know that. I know that wall's there. I know after that, it's very likely we're going to $111,000. So what that does for me now is it gives me an idea that we push up here, we reject here, and then we get going as step one, which means as a buyer on shorter time frames, maybe for some trades, this is what you're waiting for. Okay, and we also know, secondly, that we might push through this wall, then shake, and then get going. Right, so it gives you an idea that we've just broken out now, so there is a couple of buys available. The rest that you maybe want to buy, okay, or add to trades or update your stop losses or anything like that, will come after it's made the next decision of either a short-term rejection here, then a pull, then we know stop losses over here, or this one over here, breakthrough, retest, and go, and stop losses over there as well. Okay, when you start to zoom out a little bit, let's go mid-time frame over here. You will see that Bitcoin is now in a higher time frame flag. Okay, so don't get it wrong. Don't think that it ain't here. You are in a bull flag that Bitcoin is forming right now. This is on a higher time frame. It is a bullish pattern. Now, the only thing that it is telling you over here, okay, is we are getting near this, but we're not right at the end just yet. So price could decide to push up, hit that 110, 111, push down, sit for a thing, and then go, right? So it's giving you a bit of an idea. Focus on a little bit of higher time frame buys right now if you don't want to get shaken out of the market. That's what it is telling you. It's not telling you to run away, to do anything. It's telling you to just play the game for what it is. Because when we are outside of this bull flag over here, then things are going to start rallying strong again. Once we're out of this over here, then we're going to start moving again, right? And things are going to start shifting. It's actually quite nice because I have my indicator here that's going to tell us a couple of prices of where we're seeing Bitcoin go, because I looked over here on the indicator itself, and it is calling along on Bitcoin. Okay, so we're going to look at that now shortly and get an idea of what it is saying with Bitcoin and where we're going next on Bitcoin. I love this because, again, it's a non-emotional version of me. It's a robot version of me, and it's telling me what it's telling me, right? It's telling me when risk is low, where to put a stop, and what to basically do. So I'm excited to go through this in the second half of the show. This, again, is my analysis that I'm manually doing right now to understand where the market is. It's important to not get lazy. Understand both, right? Okay. So this area over here, when it comes to the Bitcoin dominance, it is strong, okay? But we also know it is coming to this big area over here. So it's strong. We know once Bitcoin's strong again, we'll dilute back in, okay? And we're kind of waiting for this. Where is the ETH to Bitcoin? I want to put ETH to Bitcoin over here, okay? Because this is something that's going to tell us a good sign of where we're kind of at with that and when we're going to start getting, altcoins involved with the party. Okay, so let's start fresh over here, fresh analysis. Okay, so as you could see, we are very much making a sideways flag in Bitcoin. If you take a simple rectangle over here, you could see it very clearly, right? Don't get it wrong that this is a bull flag, okay? Similar to how you have bear flags. You see this over here when price goes down, pumps down, goes sideways, and then breaks down, and then goes sideways, and then breaks down. That's a bear flag. It's a continuation. When it's the other way around and you pump up, you make the bull flag, and when we're ready, we get going. But also pay attention so that we are at the bottom area over here, which means at any point now, we could have a pop from the Bitcoin and ETH pairing, right? And that will help us get that Bitcoin dominance to the downside. So don't erase what has happened here on ETH. The play that it's been playing is good. Know that it has broken out these trends. Just want to show you guys the trends have been broken out. We are retesting right now. And at any point now, we should start to see a real squeeze. And again, the first targets now, and this is why it's maybe taking a bit of time, okay, is 100% outperformance of Ethereum to Bitcoin. Okay, that's huge. That is telling us that, hey, maybe ETH is preparing for a $4,000 push at any point over there. When it comes down flat to the altcoins right now, this is where your altcoins are sitting. Your altcoins are sitting at support. So it makes sense right now for buys and entries. It makes sense that this is where you're paying attention, right? The second thing you want to pay attention to is the early trend breaks that is nearby. And you could see that why it's taken time this week was because we were sitting a little bit far away from the trend. Now we are creeping closer to the trend, which means that we should have a very strong directional move within the market in the next 2 to 3 days. That's a good sign, which means get your cap back on, get focus back in, and get back within the market, right? Because at any point, that pop's going to happen. Also, remember that if you look at where altcoins are as well, there is a strong higher high, and know that it is also printing a descending wedge. So when it comes down to the actual pattern that's in play over here, don't get it wrong that it is bearish. Yes, it is chopping around. And again, chop is what shakes people without the markets, shakes people out of the markets. But don't forget the pattern, right? This was the same area where it was really hard, okay, that shaked out. And you can see what it resulted in when we finally got through it. Okay, so again, support is the buys. Because if you look at before the altcoins ripped, you did have an opportunity here. That's why I'm saying there is more opportunity to add to trades, right? But where were the best buys? The best buys were support levels. If you look at here on the left, you could see the support level, right? That's the previous high. Look, we only dropped in here 3-4 times. That were the best buys. This were a great time to add to positions, right? Not change anything, not shift anything. You add, you build over here, you add more to positions over there as well. So this is a bull flag. Once we get through this, remember, short time frame, it's saying it's coming pretty soon. From there, there's a push. We get through this and we get going. Market will move from choppiness back to trending, and that's when things are going to get fun again. Now, let's go through a couple of other things. Let's go look at oil, right? We've got a lot going on within the world right now. Okay, so here is the oil price. Now, I'm busy tracking this on a little bit of shorter time frames as well, because I know on higher time frames, and we can start off on higher time frames, okay, I know that there is a lot of resistance above. Basically telling us that this is quite serious is what's also going on, right? Could this be like super, super, super serious? And let's go in over here. There's a lot of resistance here, which means we break through this. This ain't a small breakout. This is a higher time frame breakout. But we have not broken out. And that's the important thing to understand, right? We are at resistance, which means that if the market rejects from here, it's going to reject hard. This, again, we know what's going on in the world, or we kind of know what's going on, but we also know that this is an unusual move within the market, right? When something happens panic-wise and you start to see this direct push, it's unusual, which means that when this is done, and let's say this gets resolved and turned to something good, right? This will come down very hard. Okay, it will literally turn incredibly quickly in the other direction very fast. What we want to also make sure of, if it's not a real breakout and this thing wants to go, which means that whatever's going on in the world, if we break out of this, it ain't gonna be fixed quickly, right? That's what the charts are saying very much over there. But resistance over there, trend line resistance, and then I want to just mark here, nice and quick, for you to understand why it's important for longs right now. Okay, it's because you got to understand here. Let's go through it. Okay, resistance on the left where we are fighting right now, right? Just above that, resistance, 3 resistances right over there. Just above that, you have a resistance. Just above that, you have a resistance, right? Look how much resistance is telling us at any point there is a big rejection that can come at any point within this. We're paying attention. We know RSIs are sitting at the top, and I want to mark this up over here. Okay, RSIs are sitting nice at the top. There we go on the daily, and we know the pullback's incoming. So that's good signs. The next thing as well is to obviously look at the stock markets. Stock market's actually holding pretty decent. Okay, as it stands right now, the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about with stock markets is it is starting to print a little bit at an upwards angle. So it's telling me that we do need to see some fast moves pretty quickly. We do need to see now some real moves coming in pretty fast. But we at support. This is where we want to see strength. Okay, and it's telling us, again, same as the crypto market, we should see some moves in the next 2 days. Some strong moves that will wake up. Again, if crypto wants to break the areas today, you're going to see a move on crypto today. Right? And again, use things like banter bubbles to kind of know what's moving, right? To get an idea of what's moving. It's a no-brainer. 𝗧 is moving, and I want to speak about 𝗧, right? 𝗧 is a big one. I see Bitcoin Cash is starting to move. So Solana is one of the green ones over here. 𝗏_bar is starting to show some strength. Block stacks gives you a bit of idea of what can possibly pump hard next. Well, it's not. It's telling you that if the market goes green now, what's going to pump the hardest, right? It's telling you where the major strength is actually coming from and where it's actually going. Okay, let's now jump into the next part of the show. Let's go through the trades. Okay, so the first trade, again, that I remind you of, I did it on the FOMC meeting. I did it 2 days ago. I'm telling you I'm buying Solana, a lot of Solana here, right? I'm building big bags on Sol. Okay, it is in the fat green zone now to buy. It is telling us, and let's go put in this again over here. Okay, so pay attention to a few things. Pay attention to when this thing is calling longs. Okay, and it's showing you that the long is still in play. You see that over there because we are back at the same level. And look how beautifully our stop loss held the other day. Amazing, right? So the stop losses are being super accurate as hell on here and very good. It's been put in very good places. Okay, but it's telling us this long is available. Put a damn stop loss. The stop loss is here. That's 139.7. Right, the 140 mark. That is the stop loss area, but there's a long on Sol. What it's also telling me is that the big resistance is not here at 160. There is a pop to there. The big resistance at 180. And it's telling me that the longs that I'm preparing for over here, this is what I love about this as well, is it's giving me this idea here, right, to explain the risk to reward right now. Look at the risk to reward. Look at the amount of risk. Look at the amount of reward for this trade over here. Right, so for me, Sol is a big one in buy zone, strong, and it's on a 12-hour time frame as well as the daily time frame too. Let's see if it is still marked on the daily, and it's still marked on the daily. XRP is getting ready. AVAX is getting ready. Right, I'm going to speak about these over here, but this thing has been banging when it comes to calls. Very, very good. Now, what the only difference that it says on the daily here is if this is spot trades, you can have a bigger stop loss. If it's leverage trades, smaller stop loss, 139 and closer areas as well, 141, these type of areas here, right? When it's your spot bags, again, it's just important money, no leverage. You just want it in, but you do want to protect it. Stop losses are 132. So it gives you a nice idea over there as well. Okay, what's next as well is a Bitcoin long. Okay, so this Bitcoin long is still in play. So what you could see over here is the long was called 2 days back. The stop loss held beautifully. That's great, right? So it's telling us that point of control, and it kind of makes sense because if you look at the support here, look how it already calculates the correct stop loss, right? So the stop loss is here at 102,800. That's where it's saying good protection zones for, let's say, any longs on Bitcoin. It's also showing us, and this is what I like about the indicator itself, is it's also highlighting the resistances. Remember when I speak about these red and green boxes, how the teams are holding control? It's telling you that after this 107, there is a squeeze to our big level. There's a short squeeze. That's why price pumped now and slowed down a little bit. Because after this, there's a squeeze all the way to 111. Right? And that's what it's showing over here. So this is also in long territory right now. Okay, me again, I don't trade much Bitcoin, but it's telling me to go long on Bitcoin. Right? And that is good as long as we trade altcoins, right? We trade altcoins, and if Bitcoin's strong, that's amazing. Okay, let's go through the next ones. Let's go through XRP. XRP signal is coming into play, baby. There's the signal. Long signal on XRP has now pushed through. Okay, I will not buy this more than 2.18. Okay, it is telling me stop losses on high is closer to 2.05 areas on stop losses. Okay, again, if that is too much for you, you can go under these lows over here. This for me, again, I showed you guys that I've been playing with less leverage. Okay, I'm building them up slowly right now as they're breaking, but 5Xs, 6Xs, I started on 3Xs. So remember what I told you guys. I started at 3X. As market starts to break out, I start to build them up. That's why I ain't afraid of going on low leverage. I build them up as the market starts moving. I put my stops up. I start building the positions up, right? So I'm still very much long on Sol, AVAX, Doge, ETH, and I do actually have a little bit of cash that I'm going to go long on XRP, right? Just for a trade, okay? I'm going to go XRP. Let's put it in again, okay? Guys, remember the competition on WeX. Go trade it up. Oh, this locked me up. But there's a competition. There's a link below in the description. Go trade the competition. It's fun, right? Go put yourself against the rest. Okay, there, over there. Fantastic. I'll do a 2x position on XRP. Again, I'm going to show you now quick. I don't want to take too long in the show, but I will be putting a stop loss close to the 2.05 mark on XRP. So there is now a long on XRP that is being played out. The next one to talk about over here, I want to go through it here because it might pop off soon at any point, is Chainlink, right? Look at this. In the long zone on Chainlink. There is Chainlink. And I'm going to mark this off so you can see the stop loss. You see this red line, the SL. I'm going to mark it off. You'll see the number over there. Right, there is the number over there, okay, on the areas of stop losses. It's telling us this is where to go long and pop a stop under the lows here, right? It is also telling me if I look at the pump, it's telling me there's not a small pump incoming. There's a big one incoming, okay? A big push at any point now to the 18 dark. So that's again, looking at this Bitcoin pumping to the areas of close to the 111,000. It's telling you that altcoins are going to wake up with it. So Chainlink is in a long. That's where you now put your stop losses, right? There's the Sol one. Let's go look at ETH now. ETH is also in the zones. Let's go look. ETH is actually, which one was it? So it's not on the 12-hour. There we go. So ETH is telling me that it's on a daily buy zone now. So daily is when I'm interested in lower leverage entries and spot entries. So it's telling me that go for a bigger position and a longer time position on ETH. Where the other ones are telling me go in a little bit of a midterm position on them, you're going to make great short-term money. This one's telling us that, hey, go for a little bit of a higher time frame move. And again, it kind of makes sense when we look at the ETH Bitcoin chart that once we are through resistance, it's telling us that the next pump now is going to $3,300, $3,400. And that's where a short-term, midterm TP point is sitting over there at those zones. Okay, so this one is in buy zone. A good stop loss is $2,330. This is why it's not worth any high leverage positions. Again, if you want to trade leverage, okay, high leverage, let's say on this breakout, you can see I put a trend line over here as well that will help us with the breakout. You can put tight leverages when it breaks out, tight stop losses, sorry. Okay, for those who are trading the move, over here, you can put the big one. So ETH is in a daily buy zone at the moment. Let's go look at the next one, Dogecoin. Okay, so Doge, I like very much. What it has highlighted. So let's zoom out here. Okay, so what it has highlighted is there is resistance sitting above. See this red box over here? It's telling us resistance. It's telling us the long was called over here, and now we are right back in the long zone, right? So it means your risk ain't too bad, actually. This might actually be a leverage position. Let's actually have a look at the risk when it comes to this. Okay. Let me just pop this in. Come on. Okay, here, pop it up. Okay, this is around 8%. So this is still spot and mid. If we start breaking the short-term trends, you can have a tighter stop. Okay, so again, all these calls that I'm seeing here are telling me, hey, go for the bigger trade. What you here for the small trades? Build, give a decent stop loss, and wait for the bigger pop. Look at the, you see this dark red one over here. That's where it's telling me price is the next main resistance. These are small ones, and you know what's nice about this? When you break this one, update your stop loss. When you break this one, update or add to leverage or build more to the positions, right? So this one is in a long zone right now, okay? And it's telling me get ready for a pop, and I want to show you guys what it's obviously saying when it comes to the 41% push to the upside, okay? Strong push. Very nice strong push within Doge. So Doge is also in a strong play at this point. Yes, I see that Cardano just got spoken about here. So Cardano got pulled. This one's quite interesting. So I want to go here to the high time frame here and see where we're at. Okay, so this one again, mid time frame, it's there. It's actually a little bit lower than the long. The long was called over here, okay, at the 60.5, and we're a little bit low. So 1% where we are. So it's actually a bit entry. And this one's telling me enter with a tight stop loss. Okay, so this is actually nice if you're looking at a little bit of a, let's say, a leverage trade. So it's telling me 2.2%. Not bad, right? Over here. But I want to show you where the bigger buy is here on the daily. You see here on the daily, we're coming into the long area. It's telling me that a push to the 92 cents, 85 to 92 cents is where we're pushing to next. Okay, which means if you look at percentage-wise of where we're getting ready for over here, up to a 50% pump, it is saying put a bigger stop loss though. So this is very nice spot trade that we're seeing on Cardano. Short time frame. Remember, guys, these are indications. We come in here, short time frame. Let's go in over here, and you can look at it pretty quickly. So Let's zoom out here and just show you. Here is the trend. We are not far from the trend. If you are high leveraged or build positions, when we break through here, you can move your stop loss nice and tight over here. Okay? That's why you have time frames. Time frames are here to tell you, okay, you want to make money for 3 days, cool. Then use these lower time frames. Tighter stops, less risk, right? But you could see that the indicator itself is shouting a lot of high time frame buys. It's telling you, hey, buy and hold for the next like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? Big buys are incoming over there as well. Okay, amazing. Guys, do you want to go through a couple of your coins? Oh, another one that I want to show you guys is for the weekend, right? That's coming back into the buys, okay, is Injective. So Injective is looking nice. Now, I want to show you this. This signal went up this morning, okay, and it's coming straight into your retest. So it's coming straight into your buy zones now. Your buy zones are the 11.1 to 11.5, right? Buy zones on Injective. The midterm pump is to the 13, so that's for like any high leverage positions. But the big red box is sitting at 15, saying there's a nice squeeze incoming here. Okay, this one is looking good. And what I like about the indicator itself, you'll see what it will do, is once we pop through this red box over here, you'll see how the stop loss will update. So what it's telling you is enter something in the gates now. Once it breaks through here, you could enter more, and you can move this stop loss up to these areas to remove risk over here too. But it's also telling me Injective is now getting ready for a trade and for some strength to the upside. Amazing. Okay, let's go through it. Let's pop up a few of people's alts. Okay, before we do that, let's do a few giveaways. I want to remind you guys. Okay, Sniper School cohort in 4 days' time. Go straight below in the description now. Right? Let's bring this up. Straight into the description. Here is the school. Okay, if you sign up with BTCC or 𝗬𝗡𝗏, remember 𝗬𝗡𝗏, shout out to 𝗬𝗡𝗏. Lots of love 𝗬𝗡𝗏 with the competition and that now. And I know they've got amazing things happening in the next school event. Sign up over here. I'm going to teach you everything about the indicator. Everything to help you strong with the indicator. Okay, and make sure that you truly understand that. Okay, let's go. And again, I also want to show you how I got to $1 million, right? How I did it from a couple $100. How I got, remember, I was at $1 million before banter. Right? After banter, then I started building more and these type of things. Yes, but before banter, I was going to be a trader no matter what. And we just decided to put a camera on. And this is going to show you a lot. It's a brand new school. It is incredible. Look how amazing this all looks over here. Okay, 30 videos. Will take you 2.5 hours to finish the course. And it's going to teach you everything. Your foundation, your trading toolkits, your exchange setup and executions, your technical analysis, your sniper trading blueprint. Right? This guy is going to teach you. I don't know who he is, but some guy is going to teach you, right? Amazing. And you could see that there's a way that you get it for free. Remember, it is for free for you guys, and it's absolutely incredible. Okay, amazing. Let's jump straight into it. Who wants to talk about a couple of their coins? I see 𝗏𝗏𝗏 was asked. So let's go through 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay, and I'm just going to go through the different time frames on the indicator, and let's see what it is saying. Okay. So no 4-hour buys right now. It's telling us there's more liquidity lower, right? So again, why this is so important, why I appreciate this indicator as well so much right now. It's telling you not to chase stuff, right? It's telling you trade what's strong. So that's why I'm trading the alts that are strong, right? If you look us over here, are we starting to wake up a little bit here? Oof. I just want to show you something. 95%, I started building this decent when it comes to leverage size. Okay, but I started 2 days back and I did use the damn indicator. I want to show you. Let's show you. I called it straight. I obviously spoke about it in club when we did our meeting. I want to show you guys that's where I bought. I had to be patient. I had to leave a stop loss in. Right? And again, I started lower leverage and built it up. Thank you. Sniper indicator in the house. Great. So that is starting to rip off nicely. Okay, let's go back to 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Let's see if there's any short-term trades for you on 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Anything available over here? Oh, there is support here, guys. It hasn't brought the beat just yet. Okay, but it is showing their support here if you're looking at a little bit of a midterm buy. Now, what's the exciting thing about this? When it's not calling signals, what it's showing you here is where the short squeezes are at. Okay, so if you look at why it's saying, it's because of that trend line. Once it's through this trend and pops this box, it's going to pop there. If it pops there, it pops there. It's giving you the roadmap of where we're going to move. Okay, and if we go to high time frame, okay, and again, if you want to buy this on thing. Look at what it's telling you. It's telling you that the big resistance is at $12. So it's telling you buying this as an investment or buying this with a high time frame for the higher move to trade it right now on the short time frames, not the best coin to trade, because that's what this indicator is yet to do, to say what's the best, right? It's telling you that a high time frame trade here makes sense. You can see that $12 is the next major target to build an entry for, right? Let's go back here. Let's see if there's any other high time frames. Here, nothing high time frame. High time frame, it's telling you build to $26 as investment. That's where the big resistance is. Interesting. So short time frame, not the most, it doesn't mean you can't trade it, but for me, the indicator is saying it's not the most exciting token over here right now. Okay, let's go next token. Please look at AERO. I know AERO has been a token that people are talking about. Let's see on AERO. Okay, let's go through. Let's actually go to short time. Maybe there's a short time frame trade here. Let's see. Okay, so what's nice about this one is it's already come into the mid time. Let's see. Oof, look at the long that it called. So it's telling you there's no longs right now, but look at the damn long that it called. So it called the long over here at 73 cents. Incredible. And it told you to TP on this big push over here as well. Okay, so there's no major buys or anything just yet, but let's now look at obviously some resistances. Let's go to high time frame. Look where it called that long at 58 cents. Incredible. Okay. No major resistances here. This might be a good sign. Okay, so let's get it print. I'll bring AERO up again on Monday. For now, not much resistance in this area. It means price can start to push up more. Mid time frame, there's resistance at $1.1 and $1.4. There is the resistances you're looking at. So no major buys right now, but it's telling you to hold your position. I don't see S's or sell or anything here in these mid time frames. Okay, let's go to the next. Oh, let's speak about 𝗧. How is that long? You guys see it? Do you see that word that says long? See what happened after? Incredible. What a rip. And it just broke the resistance now. It says that a midterm TP is coming at 23 cents. That's midterm. Let's go high time frame. Okay. So as an investor, you're buying this to hold to 73 cents. So it's telling you that as an investor, high time frame, looking at 250% gainer here. All right. Hold it for a long period of time. It's telling you now that this resistance that was here was red yesterday. It's now green, which means it's very likely that on the mid time, we're going to pump to 26 cents. Right. So 𝗧 is on a rocket. I wouldn't necessarily buy it right now for a trade. Investor, I would. If you're interested in going to 75 cents, no problem. Okay, but as a trader, not just yet, I would hold the one for as long as it's going right now. And remember, these green boxes here are telling you support zones. This is a stronger one over here too, and I want to show you that a nice support zone, I would say a good stop loss is around the 18.8 cent mark is a good stop loss area when it comes to 𝗧. Okay, guys, let's give away. Who wants, before I jump onto a couple more tokens, who wants a Bitfunded account? Let me know who wants a Bitfunded account. Sammy, you hear every day. Of course, you can have a Bitfunded account. Who else wants a Bitfunded account? Comments up. Let's see the comments flow. BCBD, you get a Bitfunded. Okay, bring me some coins now. I'll get back. I'll give some more for those who keep liking the video. Guys, you see how this plays out? That's what I'm looking for all altcoins. That's see, this is just the beginning, right? Because look at 𝗧. Where did 𝗧 start pumping? Yeah, it also had that little rip off, right? Absolute push to the high side. Okay, let's go through Near protocol. Okay, so these green boxes, especially if you're someone that is a trader, it's so nice for all your resistances to be drawn up for you, because you know how much time that takes every day to draw all your boxes. This gets drawn up for you. But what's nice about it too is you can remove them all. If you want to remove the support and resistances, you can remove all the support and resistances, and it will actually remove it all for you and just have the B and stop loss and everything over there for you. Incredible, right? So that just shows you the power over there. Okay, amazing. Let's go through Near protocol. Let's see if there's anything short time frame here on Near. Let's see. Oof, the buys were a little bit earlier. Nothing here on the 15 minutes. Let's go 1 hour. No, so you know why it's telling you not to just FOMO in just yet? telling you to break this resistance, then you go long. Okay, and that's what I like as well. Again, put a trend line in it. It shows the same thing, right? Break trend, test, and go. Okay, so no crazy short-term longs, but let's go higher time frame and see where we're at on higher time frames. Oof, turning support here. This could be a strong buy. What it's saying, though, is again that short-term resistance is what's stopping it. But the moment it pops like this, there's a buy coming pretty soon on near, right? And it's telling you, if you look at the mid-time frame big resistance, saying, hey, get ready for the mid $3 for a little bit of the higher time frame views there too. Let's go through and see daily. Daily's in a buy zone. Okay, so you see the long. It's in the buy zone. It's telling you to put a stop loss here at 1.92. And there is the long. So yes, there is a higher time frame buy on near right now. Once it gets through this big resistance, you can see my TP here is set to 4.5. It's telling me a big move's coming. Right, so yes, near is in a buy zone. Okay, next coin. Jupiter. It's JUP, right? Should be JUP. Let's have a look. Okay, a lot of results. So if there's no short term, let's see, maybe there's, oh, there we go. Okay, so there's no daily buys yet. So it means just accumulate, no urgent rush. It is showing on the mid-time frame, though, we are in a long territory. So to make money for the next 7 days, you're in a long territory right now, right? In the buy zone, your stop loss should be here at the 0.368, okay? And it is saying a buy zone. And it's saying a TP pop to 57 cents. So a 20 to 30% pump is incoming over here. You can see the big resistances that are sitting up over here for higher time frame. So yes, there is a midterm buy on Jupiter. Okay, next. It's also telling you where to put stop loss. Theta. Let's see what good old Theta's got a long on the 8 hour. Yes, midterm buy on Theta. We're in the buy zone. Boom. Stop loss at the areas of 64, I would say 64 to 65 cents mark over there, right? So lower leverage, spot buys, nice and strong. It's telling us get ready for a pump up to the late 90-cent mark. So yes, Theta's in a buy over there. Let's see if there's any shorter term. I think the buys have maybe already come. Let's see. Yeah, the buys already gone on the shorter time frame. 15 minutes. Yeah, no buys on the short time frame. It's telling you to buy mid time frame on Theta. Okay, let's give away another 2 Bitfundeds. Let's go. Who wants Bitfunded? Guys, I know sentiment's rough, right? Even to do shows are hard and to do this, and I know views are down and, you know, sentiment, all this stuff, but I just want us together to just keep pushing through. It's all going to return very soon. Very soon, everything going to come back. It's going to be beautiful. Okay, let's go. Another Bitfunded. Yes, 𝗦𝗏𝗏, you get a Bitfunded. Let's give one more. Bitfunded, Mr. Average Guy. Yes. Take your Bitfunded account, do incredible, and become the Mr. Great Guy, not the average guy. Have a great day. Have a good weekend. Love you lots. See you all next week. Goodbye.